Go around the world, getting to know a little bit of some corners of it, without more to say how. Why around the world? We will look at 3 places in the world. Without further ado, let's start making those small leaps about the world. Belgium, Holland, Amsterdam, and Brazil. We'll start with Belgium, but before we see what it is, I want you to imagine something that comes to mind that represents Belgium. You have a moment to think about it. Belgium is a place with beautiful landscapes and a diverse culture. However, I want to concentrate on the part that has made this place so famous, which is the Tomorrowland, which is attended by around 400,000 people. Tomorrowland is the largest festival event in the world. It is estimated that around 400,000 people with 200 different nationalities go. This event offers stages and atmosphere that are surrounded by a decoration that simulates a world of magic and fantasy. Dreamville. It consists of a campsite on the outskirts of the festival grounds, for those attendees who wish to stay as close as possible to the festival. It offers different amenities, whether it's a place to pitch your own tent or a mansion for a certain number of people. Added to this, the ticket to Dreamville offers to attend the gathering, a pre-party to the festival held from noon on Thursday until after midnight, and that usually includes the participation of DJs included in the lineup of the weekend. How much does it cost to go to this place without accommodation? The cheapest one-day pass costs €129 or $139 US. The full Madness Pass costs €304 or $328, and the cheapest 3-day camping pass costs €381 or $410. Now talking about lodging ahead of time. On average, €50 if you book in advance. The accommodations that are recommended are the Meninger, La Troupe, both hostels of the Global Journey and with rooms for groups of friends, or Ibis if you go as a couple or 3 people. Now let's talk about how much food costs within this festival. In fast food, you can find combos between €8 and €13. In a restaurant, food with drinks can cost you about €25 per person. Within this same one, drinks, as we can see, are the most expensive because they cost between €15 or €25. Beers cost you from €3.5 to €11 on average. This is just an interesting fact. We'll talk about the cost of flights. Cheapest flight prices from Mexico City to Brussels. €1,380. Or cheapest flight prices from Cancun to Brussels. €980. Now we'll leave the festival aside a bit and talk a little bit about Belgium in general. Take the boat near the amazing castle of the Counts to discover the most beautiful places in Ghent. A guide will take you through the fascinating history of medieval Ghent and its historic buildings and architecture on this 50-minute tour. Enjoy Ghent's famous 3 towers, several medieval churches and monasteries, the birthplace of Charles V of Spain, majestic guild halls, an impressive castle, and much more. Belgium is known for its world-class chocolate, and this hands-on experience allows you to taste it and learn how to make it. Now we will jump to another part of the world, which is Holland. Now, what is the idea you have when you think of Holland? You have a moment to think about it. When they talk to me about Holland, I imagine Franco Escamilla in Holland and Amsterdam and his monologue RPM and how he expected it to be something crazier. To be more precise, we will talk about Amsterdam, which is located within Holland. Everything that will be seen below is for educational purposes, and without any intention of promoting any kind of consumption. The name of the airport is Amsterdam Schiphol International Airport. One of the most attractive things about Amsterdam for some people is the red light district. In the heart of Amsterdam is the red light district, an area that stands out for the large number of neon lights and red lights that adorn its windows. The red light district is located in the old part of Amsterdam and is the most visited by curious tourists who come attracted by the pleasure of the forbidden. Prostitution is known worldwide as the oldest business in the world because, already in the Middle Ages, the brothels of Amsterdam were managed by the sheriff and his trusted men. In the 17th century, the first glass cases appeared in this area. In these shop windows, prostitutes offer their services and also generate great expectation among passers-by. The women of the red light district rent the storefront they work in and contribute their taxes, just like any other Dutch worker. Now we will talk about another issue that attracts many people to go to Amsterdam, where marijuana is not legal but not illegal either. It is in a middle ground where there are specific places to do it and not to do it. Is this legal? Cannabis is decriminalized in Amsterdam. However, it is still not legal. You can't grow or smoke it in public. But there are several legal coffee shops. We'll move on to something more artistic about Amsterdam. The Van Gogh Museum. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of Van Gogh. When Vincent van Gogh died at the age of 37, he left behind an extensive legacy of approximately 900 paintings and 1,100 drawings. Of these he had managed to sell few and give some to his friends. Now we will follow the journey about a person who was persecuted in the war without further ado, Anne Frank. Anne Frank was a German Jewish girl, a victim of the Holocaust, who became famous for keeping a diary of her experiences. And her family went into hiding for 2 years to avoid Nazi persecution. The Museum of Torture. The Museum of Torture is a place that presents a historical view of the European Inquisition, which spanned from the 16th to the 18th century and exhibits around 85 instruments of torture and public humiliation of European origin. These instruments were used by the Holy Inquisition and other civil authorities during the Middle Ages and the 19th century. The Tulip Museum in Amsterdam is a fascinating place that pays homage to the history and passion of the Netherlands for this beautiful flower. Let me share with you some interesting details about this museum.